Welcome back, everybody. Real quick, I wanted to show you guys how I identified and traded KAS, which is Kaspa, and made more than double on my money. All right, so real quick, I just want to show you a small proof for you guys. This is on my Twitter. Of course, I showed it prior to that on my group, but this I showed on Twitter as well. Of course, if you want to go and understand, see all, follow my trading, you can go to my Patreon. The link is in the description. All right, guys. And I show over there all my trades pre-hand before I take them, and of course, how to take them and how to manage the trades. But this one was on free as well on Twitter, just because I think sometimes when I have such a big opportunity, I want to share with everyone. So on Twitter, you can see it from the 19th of March, all right? So we can see that I identified a perfect entry of VCP, all right? So let's see the chart. If we go to our trading view, you can see that the chart was big, right? So how did I identify it? So you can see we had a prior around 80% uptrend over here. What happened is that I have a scanner, right? My scanner, and you can see it over here, scans for, let me just move it a sec over here, scans for RSI above 80 and below 99. So everything that with an RSI above 80 shows over here. I have some more screeners, but this one is the one that helped me with Kaspa, right? So everything is here. I see a coin and I add it to a watch list. Then I look at the chart, and what I saw was this, all right? And let me move to the 4-hourly, wait 1 minute. Let me move to 4 hour in a second, but just before that, I want to show you guys, this is on the daily, all right? So I see huge up move of 88%. I see a lowering and minimizing volume, all right, until it shrinked almost all the way down. And on the 4-hourly, you can see how it painted a beautiful VCP. A VCP is a volatility contraction pattern, right? So we just saw this, right? And this was how beautiful this chart was. I saw a few contractions. This was a prior uptrend, all right? We always need a prior uptrend. Then we had a contraction of 40%, 38%, all right? Then a second contraction of, from here, this point, all the way to this point, around 13%. And our last contraction was over here from 1435 to 1351, 6%. So for me, this means this is a beautiful contraction of volatility from almost 40% to all the way to 5%. That for me means that I really want to put not only on a watch list, but on a focus list, high on deck, really high there, meaning I really want to enter. Now, as you saw on Twitter, I had a blue line for my entry was about 1457. Let's say it was in blue because that's my entries, they are in blue. And then all of a sudden, a few hours later, on schedule, boom. You can see that it exploded. Now, it wasn't the biggest explosion ever, but it gave us around 20% and then consolidated further, right? So before we continue, I just want to say that this is my entry, but my stop, I always use stops, is below this pivot, right? I'm going to mark it in red. And as we know, this is around a 6% risk only. So if it would have broken out and then returned to my stop, that would be around 6% loss. Very, very manageable, right? I never take more than 10% loss. That's my utmost biggest stop ever. Sometimes I can do a staggered stop. We can talk about staggered stops. We can talk about it in a different video. But for here, this is the pivot I used over here, right? The contraction, I call it the pivot, right? To buy into the trade. So I entered the trade. Now it blasted. You can see this week or went down and then started to build what I call a cap pattern, okay? A cap pattern means that it's another pattern just above the last base. This is a base, right? All this was the base. And this is a cap pattern above the base. As you can see, it's another contraction of volatility, all right? So we can see one from over here to this. So this is 14%. And we had a second one from over here to over here, which was an 8%. And we had from here, all right, to here, which was 3%. Now, I didn't use this pivot to add on, but I used this high to add on to my position. And as you can see, if I'm going to minimize this over here, you can see that then it started to explode. I sold way too soon. You could probably see on my Twitter that around, I sold around the 30s, all right? So even though it went to the 40s, I sold around over here with just above 100% profit in just just 10 days or so, right? So that's exactly how I want to manage my every trade. If possible, I want to manage like this. This is a beautiful VCP, guys. This is really, really, really pitch perfect, right? If I'm going to put emphasis only on how this VCP looked like in the beginning, all these contractions, it's just beautiful, right? Beautiful, beautiful. Let me just remove the drawings, right? So I'm going to make it easier. Remember, we need an uptrend first, right? So what's an uptrend? This was an uptrend. We had an uptrend. Then we had a consolidation, a base time, right? This was all the base from here to here until it broke out. And if I would just paint it, this was the VCP 1, 2, all right, and 3, and then explosion. VCP again is a volatility contraction pattern. All right, guys, so this is how I identified, all right, with a screener and traded Kaspa. I hope you can take out of it some lessons for your own trading. Of course, you can ask me anything on my comments down below. And if you really want to follow my trading, and guys, this is a risk well taking. It's only below 20 bucks for a month, and you can see all of my trades, and you can be profitable with all my trades because I'm a profitable trader, and you can be as well. So why not? It's well worth the risk, just paying 20 bucks a month to see all of my trades, and you support me and my channel, of course, and my enthusiasm about crypto and crypto trading. Right? Thank you very much, everyone.